5:30 a.m. We're going to a card show here in Rochester, Minnesota. It's the first time I'm going to this one, so I figured, hey, what a good one to start with. So finally just got to Rochester after a little 3.5 hour drive, feeling a little tired, but one thing I wanted to show you guys before we get into it, because I get this question asked quite often, is where do you find card shows? Just Google card shows Minnesota, and you'll get the Zone Sports Card and Memorabilia site, and it'll show you all the 2025 shows. Hoping to find some deals to fill them up.
I got them all. Thank you. Good job. No, I appreciate it. Yep. Not quite what I had them all listed for, but that's okay. Can you set that?
Guys, this is the Monahan cards from Whatnot. That's me. The biggest guy on one. That was like 10 years ago. Just like, not even think that it's here. And I don't.
Who starts big, right?
Yeah. No. Me. Can I see that? Can I see the Brady too? So I'm back from the Med City Sports Card Show in Rochester, Minnesota. I wanted to give it a rating and review from my perspective. And that's from someone who goes to a Minnesota Sports Card Show almost every weekend. So let's get into ranking the location itself. The location, it's got a pretty spacious main showroom, but on the side, it's kind of got a hallway and it just gets claustrophobic at time. And I get they're trying to fit in as many vendors as possible, but when you're trying to look at a table and you're squeezing between people, it makes it extremely tough. So that part of the show, not super awesome, but it also is attached to this bar, and it's like a golf simulator place. I think it's called Chip Shots, which is really cool. So if you're going to a card show with your friends, this would be a really fun one to attend. You know, you can get something to drink, get something to eat, hit the golf simulator, and buy some cards. For this spot, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which is pretty high score. The two major things working against it is the hallway, where it's really tight and claustrophobic. Makes it really hard to deal, makes it really hard to see what the dealers have when there's so many people kind of packed into one spot. And then the drive for me, you know, it's a 3.5 hour drive there and then a 3.5 hour drive back. So 7 out of 10, pretty solid show. Next, we're rating the vendor/variety. This show had a very 50-50 split on TCG and sport, which can be a really good thing and a really bad thing. Sometimes people go to shows just to see TCG, and sometimes they go just to see sports. For this one, good 50-50 mix. Some of the dealers were really easy to work with. If you were buying a lot of stuff, they were easy to bundle with. Other guys, not quite as easy to work with. You know, you'd see like $1,000 card and it'd have like a $3,000 sticker. Well, where do you even begin on that? And that's not necessarily the show's fault, but a lot of these guys are gonna be at the same shows over and over again, so I want to get that expectation out for you guys. So that being said, for this spot, I gave it a 6 out of 10 for the vendors and variety, solely based on, you know, you got some really tough guys to work with. You do have quite a bit of variety, but the variety did get kind of repetitive, especially in the TCG. I feel like you'd go from one table to the next and it'd almost be the same setup. 6 out of 10, not the best, not the worst. Really, I do think the two most important things when determining a rating for a show are the location and the vendor/variety. That doesn't mean there's not a lot of other little factors, like how accessible the show is. This show was really accessible. Parking was plentiful, getting in and out of the building was super easy. The admission was free, which is another thing to note, because at a lot of these little and middle tier shows, some of them will have that cover charge. All that being said, I'm giving this show a 6.5 out of 10. it's not the best show. It's not the worst. I think it's one of those middle tier shows. I personally probably will not be doing the 3.5 hour drive there, 3.5 hour drive back. But if I was like within a half hour of the show, I would 100% attend it. All right, so let's get into my top 3 pickups from the Rochester show. We're gonna start with this beautiful Shohei Ohtani. This is the vintage stock rookie. A lot of people don't know what this is. This is a short print rookie to 99. I think this card has some potential to be an all-time great and iconic card. The next card I'm showcasing as my number 2 pickup is this really insanely cool Caitlin Clark Angel Reese dual rookie auto. This is numbered to 25. It is also a PSA 10. I think they're kind of the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird rivalry that the WNBA needs. And this also has a chance to be a very great and iconic card. And lastly, my number 1 pickup from Rochester has to be this insane dual 101 triple patch autographs of Joe Mauer and Byron Buxton. If you know anything about me, you know that I collect this guy pretty heavily. Thanks for watching, guys.